What is up, everybody? It is Friday, April 8th, and this is the Wicked Tasty Weekly Recap. I'm your host, Stan Burkhardt, and it is time for the show for Nashville Foodies. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss what's going on in Music City. Well, let's get to it. Welcome to the show, everybody. Today's episode is sponsored by The Better Menu, helping our restaurant friends make their menu their best marketing tool and letting you see your food before you order. Head to thebettermenu.com to learn more. All right, well, I'm excited to be back with a brand new episode this week. We have our first guest joining the show, Josh, the Moody Foody. That interview will be up shortly. But before we get into that, we're going to get into my top 5 list. This week, the barbecue edition. Coming in at number 5, we got Martin's Barbecue. My go-to there is the brisket burger because what's better than brisket on a burger? Number 4, we got Edley's Barbecue, and this one was tough for me there because I got 2 things I really like on their menu. I like both their Tuck Special and their Nashville Hot Pork, but when in Nashville, you gotta get the Nashville Hot Pork. Number 3, we got Hogwood Barbecue. Always worth the drive down to Franklin to get. My go-to sandwich on the menu is that Colorado. Number 2, we got Honey Fire Barbecue. Their entire menu is pretty much insane. It is straight fire. But my go-to always is the Surf and Turf. And taking the top spot, numero uno, we got my favorite of all time, Peg Leg Porker. Dry rub ribs, fantastic. Pulled pork sandwich, fantastic. But do not sleep on the soul potatoes. It's essentially nachos with pulled pork on french fries. All right, and in this next segment, we have our first ever guest on the Wicked Tasty Weekly Recap. Some of you may know him as Josh, but most of you know him as the Moody Foody. Josh, thanks so much for joining the show today.
Thanks for having me on the inaugural show here.
Yeah, I figured what better way to kick off a show about the Nashville foodie scene than with one of the OG Nashville foodies.
I suppose that's just been doing this a while, I guess, but yeah.
I mean, it literally runs in the family. Even your daughter has a foodie account.
Yeah, we got some temporarily banned from Instagram, but we'll be back at it before too
long. There you go. Cool. Well, yeah, man. I'm so excited to have you on the show. I know you and I meet up for bourbon every once in a while, and it's been too long, so we definitely need to get out to 404 or try a new place soon and have a drink. But figured I'd have you on just to share a little bit about Nashville and all the things you love about the city. So why don't we just jump right into it? So I'd given you a list of some different questions I wanted to run through. The first thing I want to cover, and you can feel free to either give us one answer for these or you can give multiple. I won't be picky. But your favorite spots for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and drinks?
All those? Yeah, I can run through some ones. Let's see. So, breakfast, if I'm going out somewhere, be hard to pass up grabbing some Brightside Bakery treats. Those are always delicious, and all the spring flavors I know are coming in, so those are always really good. I like those. Lunch is I will throw out. I went to Red Perch finally recently, and I gotta say that fried fish sandwich was pretty good. And so I heard it was one of the best in town, and it didn't disappoint. And then that was really good over in the Sullivan Supply area there.
West Nashville, yeah.
Dinner wise, I'll throw a few out because I love Rolf and Daughters and Taylor. I always like going to, excited for their new space opening up. And Lachlan Table's always hard to beat. I think it could be on just about every list there is. And that's always great. And I love, what they do over there.
Yeah, Lachlan.
Yeah, go. Tennessee Brew Works and Gertie's are always great place to grab a drink, a cocktail, or beer.
Yeah, definitely. Both them have good. Well, Tennessee Brew Works, obviously, good beer program, but sneakily, they also have a really good whiskey program over there, which I'm sure you've dug into and figured out. So you've been to a bunch of places recently, just following your Instagram. What are
three of the best places, new places that you've tried. It can be new to you or new to Nashville that you've tried recently.
I mean, I hadn't got to go back yet since they opened, but Germantown Cafe was a favorite of ours before tornadoes, pandemics, all that type of thing. They finally reopened after like 2 years recently. I'm excited to get over there for like some French onion soup. That was actually the first place my wife and I went on our first date was there. So it has some cool history there to that. And we recently went to Boquerra in the Assembly Food Hall. It's like a Spanish tapas style restaurant. Had a bunch of really great shareable bites and really great cocktails. That was a real cool new place that I know just recently opened as well.
Awesome, man. So because we have people watching this show who aren't from Nashville, a lot of the people here, like when they come to Nashville, they just go to Broadway, eat on Broadway. There's some good food down on Broadway, but Nashville's so much more than that. What is one spot that you would say is off a tourist's radar that should be on their radar to check out when they come to town?
I always like Margot. I think that's always a great place to go, whether just for dinner or just celebrating something. But it's never the same, and it's always amazing. But it's also one of the mainstays, I think, in the Nashville scene there, and I always like going to Margot's.
Yeah, that's awesome. They're over in 5 Points, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's actually a place we haven't been, so I'm putting them on our list.
Yep, you should check them out.
Well, awesome, Josh. This was fantastic. Anything else you want to share or shout out for the Nashville food community before we let you go?
I also had a cheap eats, and I think 5 Points Pizza and Arnold's is always you can't beat for the value and what you get there.
Awesome. Yes, I agree with both of those selections. I think 5 Points, being a northerner at heart, amazing pizza, reminds me of home. And then Arnold's is the classic meat and three style here in Nashville. You definitely got to check them out for lunch. And I'll shout out as well, Arnold's now does Arnold's After Dark. I think it's Wednesday through Saturday, and they do a whole bunch of cool events. Plus they have a bar they just built out in there. So it's a sweet spot to check out if you're a local or a tourist in town.
Yeah, good stuff. And yeah, there's just a lot of exciting stuff happening and opening up again, and it's nice to see kind of the food scene kind of catching some momentum back again, and a bunch of great exciting I think new places opening up and that have opened up. So
definitely. Well, Josh, thanks so much for taking some time to chat today and share about some of your favorite picks in Nashville. And for everyone out there watching this, make sure to go out and give Josh, his handle is the Moody Foody. It's Moody MOODY _ Foody FOODY. Give Josh a follow, and you can give his daughter a follow, the Moody Foody Jr. He said there were some issues with her account being potentially banned, but hopefully Instagram gets that solved for you quickly.
It's still there, but yeah. So we'll appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome. Yep. Make sure to go give Josh a follow, everyone.
All right, we are back with another What is Happening in Nashville this weekend. I got 3 events for you guys that you're not going to want to miss. Let's get to it. Number 1, it is a tradition unlike any other. That's right, it's Masters Weekend, which means the Green Jacket Burger is back at Burger Republic this weekend only. Make sure to get out and try it. It is literally one of my favorite burgers, specialty burgers in Nashville. Number 2, East Nashville Beer Festival going on in, you guessed it, East Nashville. There are going to be over 25 local breweries there. The event's taking place this Saturday from noon to 5. Tickets are still on sale and available at their website. Number 3, going on over at One City is Crafty Bastards Art Festival hosted by the Nashville Scene. It's going to be going on all weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. There are going to be tons of local vendors there as well as local food trucks. So make sure to get out and support local this weekend. All right, that does it. This is the end of another Wicked Tasty Weekly Recap. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss any of our future updates. Have a great weekend. We'll be back with an all-new episode next week. This is your host, Dan Burkhardt, signing off.